Are you ready for a big tax increase? Well, chances are you voted for it. Joe Biden ran on a platform of increasing taxes for anybody that made over $400,000 per year. In this video, we're going to talk about those taxes and the other taxes that are coming down the pike in 2021. So Joe Biden ran on a platform that said, I'm going to raise taxes and I'm going to do it. He was very confident. He wants to raise those taxes. I don't know why anybody would run on that platform, but it worked apparently, right? So we were like, yeah, let's raise the taxes on the rich people. People forget that there are unintended consequences of that. So a lot of this wealth inequality in this country, in the United States anyway, is now having to deal with people aren't paying their fair share, right? If you remember, if you go back all the way to when we didn't have a tax in 1912, there wasn't an income tax. Yeah, there wasn't. We paid taxes on property taxes and sales taxes. And yeah, there were some taxes to pay for this small infrastructure the United States had back then. But there weren't gigantic income taxes that have been bandied around for the last 100 plus years. And so in 1913, they enacted the first income tax. And that was a 1% tax on anything over $100,000. Basically anything over $1 million today, you would have paid 1%. And so what they did is they soaked the rich back then. And, I don't know if you followed the economy back from 1913. There were some ups and downs during that period of time. What we've done is we've increased taxes. You can watch one of my other videos about what we do with taxes and how you can pay over 100% in taxes, at least in the United States, because taxes really never go down, right? They just kind of get sloshed around. And they might go down temporarily in one area, but somewhere else they're going to raise them. It's because we have out of control spending. But anyway, a lot of the taxes are now talked about under the guise of everybody's got to pay their fair share. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean somebody sitting on the couch and collecting unemployment shouldn't have to pay anything, while somebody that's working 2 jobs and raising a family and making more money so they can support that family has to pay more? I don't know. I think most people would say, no, that's not fair. Like the guy sitting on the couch shouldn't get a break. And the mom maybe should, that's working the 2 jobs and raising the kids. But, now we're trying to decide who is fair, what's fair, where the line, and who gets to decide that line. Well, I guess Joe Biden gets to decide it. And that's fine, because he's got to raise taxes to be able to pay for all this infrastructure that is supposedly coming down the pike, which we don't even know what that is. And this $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan that just came in. The United States is on an asymptotic increase of amount of money that we're spending. And so we're going to have rampant inflation coming soon, which is a tax on everyone, especially the poor. And then we're going to have to pay for all this free money that we've been giving out, this helicopter money. And so we've got to pay our fair share. Well, in a progressive tax system, that means the wealthy people pay more. And so that may be okay with a lot of people that the wealthy people pay more, but money goes where it's welcome. And when it's not welcome somewhere, it gets to a tipping point and all of a sudden it's gone and you can't tax them on anything. And so you've got to remember there's unintended consequences on any tax that we're talking about and any provision that's coming down the pike. So let's just kind of unpack this a little bit. So Biden ran on this concept that under $400,000 a year, you're not going to be affected. You won't be taxed. And then the White House came out with this little disclaimer last week, and they said, well, that $400,000 threshold, and I quote, applies to families, not individuals. Consequently, individuals who make $200,000 could be affected if they're married to someone who also earns that same amount, for example. Interesting. So now it affects people making $200,000. You think it could go down even more once they mash this around and start to talk about what's fair and who should pay their fair share? Because, those people are paying making $200,000. They're pretty rich, right? Compared to the guy sitting on the couch not doing anything, collecting unemployment. Well, they're pretty rich. We need to get more money from them. Take it from them and give it to us. Okay, fair enough. Let's see what happens. Let's talk about some of the provisions. So the tax rate over the last few years was lowered down to 37%. Well, it's going to go back up to 39.6 under this plan for anybody making over $400,000 a year. Okay, that's one. Oh, there's not going to be any itemized deductions over $400,000. So if you make more than $400,000 a year, those people aren't going to get to write off the charitable contributions. When they can't deduct their charitable contributions that they can deduct today, what do you think is going to happen to charities? What do you think is going to happen to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Cancer Society and the Lung Association and the Heart Association and UNICEF and all the charities that get funded because we have a itemized deduction provision in our tax plan? They're going to go down. And so we're going to see that fair share not getting down to the people who need it, because wealthy people won't be donating to charities as much because they're not getting a benefit for it. See, the tax provision is set up to give incentives to people to do things, to build real estate, to buy homes, to give charities. You may not be able to write your mortgage off amount. What do you think that's going to do to housing? Well, it's just the rich people, right? Well, if the rich people aren't getting a benefit from it, it's going to trickle down. So money goes where it's welcome. They're also going to have to pay payroll taxes. Right now, they're capped in this year about $143,000. They don't have to pay tax for payroll over that amount. But if they get making under this provision, they're going to have to pay payroll taxes on that. Payroll taxes are about 13%, let's call it. Then they're going to come after those people who have invested, and those are called capital gains. Those people that are investing in the economy, building businesses, building real estate, building development, making progress in our society. And they're going to tax them as ordinary income, which you just heard is 39.6% under this provision. So what do you think is going to happen to investment? Well, if people don't have the incentive to invest, the investment, at least in the short term for sure, is going to decline. Money goes where it's welcome. So maybe those developments, that development money will go to another country. Or they say, we'd love to have your money here. How about if you develop this property over here and we won't charge you anything on a capital gain? You just set up a foreign corporation. We'll just set it up here in this country. People are doing that already because they know what's coming. Estate taxes, which were reduced, and the cap was, the ceiling was at 11.5 million, 11.7 million, I think. And at over 11.7 million, you paid a 40% tax rate. Even after you've worked all your life and paid these taxes, they still come after you in the grave and make you pay some more. That was reduced, and now that's going to be increased up to 45%, and they're probably going to bring the threshold back down to where it was in 2009, which was $3.5 million. So any estate that you leave to your kids or to your charity is going to be taxed at $3.5 million and above at a 45% tax rate after it's been taxed all your life. I don't know if that's fair, if that's a fair share. Maybe we're overstepping. I don't know. I could tell you that the wealthy clients that I deal with don't really like this, and I think they're looking for alternatives. They're talking to me about alternatives, and I'm listening because there's a lot of them. The top 1% of earners are expected to see a 15.6% reduction in their after-tax income. And they're going to hike corporate taxes from 21%, which was decreased so we could get all that money that was overseas. We already know what happens when you overtax companies. They put it in other countries. They don't bring it home. And so we don't get the benefit of that money sloshing around our economy. Other economies get it. And so we lowered that to 21%. Look at the economy we've had the last several years since that's been lowered. It's been amazing. Has it been that? I don't know. Sure seems like that could be part of it. They're going to raise that to 28% again. So I don't know about you, but I think it's a really cool convenience to be able to order something on Amazon and have it delivered sometimes same day, at least next day, or at least conveniently. Any product that you can think of that is carried on Amazon can get delivered very quickly. How do you think that happened? It happened because people like Jeff Bezos were able to invest not only their own personal fortunes, but their company's fortunes back into making infrastructure bigger and better. And when you take away those incentives by taxing them and saying, you're wealthy, we're going to come after that, those people want to leave. They don't want to pay those taxes. And these are the people that can get on the jets and leave. In France, I think it was about 10 years ago, France, which is one of the highest tax rates in the world, had a socialist government in it at the time. And they said, you know what, we're going to raise taxes on everybody. And I remember this one actor who was pretty famous at the time, Gerard Depardieu. And he said, you know what, I'm leaving. You're going to raise my taxes? I'm going to Russia, of all places. He went to Russia and got a lower tax rate in Russia than he was getting in France. It's coming to the United States. It's coming to any Western society. We've been blowing up this debt, and we have to pay for it. And they're going to come after people that are wealthy and can afford it. They need to pay their fair share. And so what's going to happen? I like Jeff Bezos' the fact that he had low taxes. I like the fact that Warren Buffett pays less tax than his secretary, because Warren Buffett keeps buying companies that keep investing in this country, keeps investing and putting money back in, and that money sloshes around, and you and I get benefits from it. But when the government takes it and they give it to that guy that's sitting on the couch doing nothing for the economy, that's an inefficiency and a misallocation of funds, and it's going to cost the country in the long term. There's been no societies that have overtaxed their citizens that's ever survived. And this is really the beginning of what's going on. It's not really the beginning. It's kind of in the middle, right? There's a destruction of our economy because of high taxes, because of printing money. There's one more provision that I heard from Elizabeth Warren, who's a bigwig now in the Democratic Party. And she says, if you have more than $50 million in assets, we want 2% of it a year. Even though you've already paid your taxes every year, just like a good citizen, we want 2% of it a year. And if you have more than $1 billion, we want 3% of it. I don't know about you, but if I'm a billionaire, if you're a billionaire, what are you going to do? You're going to allow them to take that money? Or are you going to go somewhere else where it's welcome? Or you can do your investments in another country that says, you know what, we're not going to tax you at 40% plus state and local taxes, plus all the other taxes that I talk about in my other videos. We're going to tax you at a very low rate, maybe 10% or 15% or even 4%, or in some countries 0%, because they want your investment so badly. So a lot of my wealthy clients are asking, what do I do? Well, there's lots of solutions, and we work with you on those solutions. We like to play more offense and defense in the investments itself, but now our practice is starting to move to, how do we protect our wealth? How do we look at other places that our wealth is welcome? How do we take advantage of other taxation systems that are more favorable to investors? That's happening now. It's the law of unintended consequences, and you need to know about it because it's coming for you. The $200,000 ceiling, or floor, I guess we'll call it, is going to come lower. They're going to start reaching into more pockets, and you're not going to like it. So you need to be prepared for it. That's all I've got to say about taxes.
How can we help you? 5 ways. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell below to make sure you get our new video the minute it comes out. Second, get a copy of my book, Hacking Money, and you'll learn a system for creating wealth through passive income so that you can build the lifestyle of your dreams. Click where it says book below. Third, if you want to hit the ground running, or if you want to learn how to invest from someone with over 44 years of investing success, click the products and programs link below. Fourth, if you want to accelerate your path to increase your wealth, consider joining one of my ecosystems. I have mentorships and mastermind programs for learning that are practically guaranteed to make you a successful investor. Or if you want to travel the world and learn from me and other multimillionaires on the path to greatness, you should consider joining my elite mastermind group. Fifth, if you want some help right now because you have a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to create massive passive income, or you want to accelerate your results in your investments, or maybe you just want personalized mentorship to build the lifestyle of your dreams, we can help. Maybe you're a multimillionaire who just wants someone else to handle some of your investing decisions and you want to invest in one of my funds. Whatever it is for you, click on the link below where it says Become a Client. All those links are below. You create your world, nobody else. And remember, never give up your power in your health, your wealth, or your time.